Depot on the beat.
Spot on that, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Bro, you know what? That needs to be higher.
Does it?
Fucking hell.
She's checking out your dash.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rand, and today I'm back with another video. And today we've got Marvy as my guest.
Yo.
But yeah, so as you would have seen from those little bloopers that I just included, what actually happened is, so we actually attempted to record this the other week, but my battery had died, and then since in between that time we've both just been so busy that we've not really managed to catch each other. So today we found some time to actually film it. Unfortunately, yeah, my battery did die, but we actually did get those funny bits as well. But yeah, so this is his MK7 Golf GTI, not a performance pack, even though kind of like, do you know what, I was actually looking at some of the intro bits, and I think people would get confused that it could be a performance pack with everything you've done to it.
Just the red badges.
Yeah.
Before a 66 plate, it was normally the performance pack that come with red badges on the front and the back.
Okay.
But I just changed them because it looks nicer with all the red accents going along like the front.
Yeah.
So I changed it to red. But mine's a 65 plate 2015.
It's a 2 litre, and what brake is it running stock?
Stock is 220. They actually dynoed at 224.
Oh wow, so quite accurate to be fair.
Yeah, reasonable.
Wow. That's a 2 litre turbocharged engine. It's got the DSG gearbox.
Yeah.
But actually, just before we even go into anything, should we talk about let's talk about the exterior first. So what have you done with the exterior of the car?
Exterior, front Maxton splitter.
Yeah.
The mirror caps I changed to black, they were white.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I never would have noticed that.
Much better in black.
Were they like OEM, or did you get them aftermarket?
I got them off eBay, to be fair.
Okay.
But, the fitment is
perfect.
It fits exactly like the old one did.
Okay, cool. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then I've got Maxton rear side skirts.
Yeah.
Running from the side to the back with the rear spats.
Yeah.
Maxton rear diffuser.
Yeah.
Carbon Oettinger spoiler. Oettinger.
Yeah.
However you say it. Remus exhaust, non-res, catback.
Wow. That's pricey as fuck, because I'm telling you now, I've been like, you know that one that you sent me?
Yeah.
He got back to me saying it wasn't valved, and then but that was my Golf R, do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, they're pretty much the same car. I think the Golf R may be a little bit wider from the back.
Yeah.
I messaged Remus UK
on
Instagram, and I was like, listen, is this guy selling an exhaust? Will it fit my S3? He goes, no. These are not
wheels.
These are not standard wheels, are they?
No,
well, they are, but they're not on this.
Not on this car. So these come with like the Austin wheels.
Yeah.
And I've had those changed because they were diamond cut, and once you curb it and get them refurbished, it's never the same.
Yeah, 100%
So I've got
agree.
them changed. Put Pretoria's replicas on from CM Wheels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with another aftermarket brand.
I think they're perfect.
To be honest, I just wanted to keep it like really OEM.
Yeah, OEM customers. Yeah.
And someone said like the replicas from CM Wheels are actually stronger than the original VW Pretoria's, because they're known to be like made out of chocolate.
Yeah.
They're expensive wheels if you buy them from VW, and they shouldn't be braking like that. I've had a couple of people tell me that, so I'll stay away from that. Plus 19s would affect my ride.
And this sits very low.
For stock, yeah, I don't know, if it's been lowered in the past, but it's a ex-demo from VW, so I doubt it. It just looks, might be because of the maximum body kit.
But the thing is, you actually have the only person I know who hasn't actually lowered their car but still has issues. Like, you know, when like you're going over,
Yeah.
so like going up hills and stuff. And I think it's because of the front splitter. So that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to definitely bear in mind. Is that bolted on?
Front splitter is nothing bolted on, yeah, so it's secure.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's very secure.
So, I think that's literally it, innit, in terms of exterior mods.
Yeah, and window tints. I don't know if you count that as a
Listen,
mod, like.
this guy's window tints, I don't know how, I don't want to jinx it for him, but I don't know how the F he gets away with it, because they are dark as fuck. Like, my window tints, I get scared when police are next to me, mine are not, mine are not even bad. This guy's window tints are like limousine tints at the front, like, it's crazy. But
The fronts do look. It's all an illusion.
Yeah.
So police, if you're watching this, it's not true. It's just an illusion.
But you know what? I think that you get away with it because your car's white.
That's it. So you know, because the car's white,
Yeah.
it looks darker than what it actually is.
And if you're, yeah, because if I had that, oh my god, I'd
Yeah.
get pulled.
So you get away with it on a white car because the
Yeah.
back ones are fully limoed, and because they're fully limoed, it makes the front ones look a little darker.
Have you got any more plans for the exterior, or you reckon just?
No, that's it.
I think you can't do any. I think if you do anything more, it's going to start looking too aftermarket. Where you,
Yeah.
right now it looks plush after, like it just looks like
Oh,
an
yeah.
OEM plus. Sorry.
That's
So-
what I'm going to keep as OEM. to be honest, 'cause
I think it
it's,
looks bang on.
So power-wise, stage 1 remap,
Yeah.
gearbox has been mapped as well. So you don't really need
That's from West Yorkshire, you said.
West Yorkshire tuning, yeah. So you don't really need to map the gearbox, but I just thought with the extra torque it'd be better for clamping pressure, so I've done that. I've got a
Fucking
forge intake, that you know, the turbo inlet pipe.
Yes.
So I changed that one. Got a big one. That's actually made a significant difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I've got an R600 pikey, so essentially it's like the R600, like without the snow guard and stuff.
Right. Okay.
So it'd be very similar to yours in terms of,
It looks quite similar.
yeah, you know, when you look at how the air enters,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than getting it blocked off and funneling it one way, I'll
Yeah.
now cut it open so it comes in 2 directions.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that was that's actually made a big difference, just to throttle response and a bit of intake noise as well.
You know, sometimes I feel like some mods only make a difference when you actually go stage 1. Like when you stop, I feel
yeah.
like some mods don't actually, you don't see anything. Do you get what I mean?
I believe that, to be honest.
I do as well. Like I feel like you actually have to,
Map it to get the most.
yeah, you have to map it to get the most kind of like. So the dog bone mount, that's something that I'm going to be looking into getting as well. And you
Yeah,
can
that makes
definitely tell the difference, like between my gearbox and Mars' gearbox. Even though mine might be a little bit slightly newer, the gear shifts in this feel very, very responsive, but also very clean. As in, like they're not like juddery.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense. They're very like snap. Do you get what I mean?
I think
not
that
in a bad
probably
way, snap, but like, you know, like,
it's aggressive.
yeah, but aggressive but clean. But whereas mine, like,
Yours is, the thing is, your S3 is more about like smoothness and
Yeah.
Elegance.
I read on a forum that apparently, you know, when you go from reverse to first and first to reverse, there's a bit of a judder, and I'm experiencing that. And apparently, when you put the dog bone mount on there,
Yeah.
apparently it gets rid of it because it literally tightens up that kind of.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
I still get that, but that's because of the dog bone mount. It holds the transmission and the engine tighter.
Yeah.
So I do get like a little bit of juddering or vibrations.
But that apparently that goes over time as well. Sometimes
It does massively
How
reduce.
when did you get that done?
Dog bone mount over a year.
Okay, fair
Year and a
enough,
half. But I do get a little bit like, you know, if I'm reversing on a hill,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
dodgy
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But on a flat and day to day, not much. But it's well worth the mod.
It's got the start engine, the keyless start. Is that what it's called?
Keyless entry and keyless start. Like some cars, they'll have one or the other.
Oh, so that doesn't necessarily mean that you. Also,
Got
keyless
keyless-
entry is a totally different
Yeah,
thing.
keyless
Oh, wow.
entry is different and keyless start is different. So some
Didn't know
cars,
that.
like my cousin's got a 140.
Yeah.
He's got keyless entry. No, sorry, he's got keyless start, but not keyless entry.
Feel yeah.
So you got to press the button to lock it and lock it. But once the key's in the car, you don't need to, ignition.
See, that's a bit of a sticky one as well, isn't it? Like living in the UK, like especially with these cars, and you've got those features.
Yeah. I mean, like, my cousin's, it's fine because there's no keyless entry, so he's a lot less. He does park it in the garage and stuff for obvious reasons, but he's a lot less paranoid. If he does leave it out, you need the key. for that.
Yeah.
You can't get into the car without the key.
Sure.
Whereas with this,
You feel.
yeah, obviously you can just.
No,
If you got the right tools and equipment, you can just take it.
But do you have any like deterrents on this car? Like, do you put like a steering wheel lock or like?
It's parked in the garage overnight and
Okay.
during the day. Like, it's never outside unless I'm cleaning it. It's not outside. But this is a problem with keyless cars. I mean, personally, I know people are scared to buy one. I wouldn't be, as long as you just put the right security
measures in place.
Yes, exactly. And
do you know,
that's
it's
what
such a
counts.
shame. I've said it on my previous videos with my S3. Sometimes, like, I don't even want to drive my S3 because of those shit things that happen. But it's sort of like you shouldn't have to feel like that. Like, you shouldn't have to work so hard to get a nice car and then you don't want to drive it. Do you get what I mean? Because you're scared someone's going to steal it.
Just enjoy it. Just obviously be careful. Like, some funny story, like, all the time when I'm driving home, to get to my areas, like, I go on this main road for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm noticing particular cars have been following me for quite a while.
Mate, I'm
like, okay, this guy's been following me too long. So I just don't go home, go to the next junction, do a detour. And you know what? For the most part, they weren't following you for some reason. They just happened to come your way.
Coincidence, innit?
There's nothing else done to the interior. I mean, I've had coding done, Apple CarPlay and stuff like that.
Needed. I can't. Do you know, I was thinking to myself the other day, I could never drive I could never own a car in the future without Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
Like, Apple CarPlay.
It's a big.
Well, I've got Android Auto now, but it's still sick. Like, using Waze and stuff, it's sick.
Yeah, it's a big difference just with the interface.
You did text an external car, so you're probably going to get a lot of options, aren't you, really?
Yeah, to be fair, it's got everything apart from a sunroof.
Yeah.
The bigger nav screen, because there's a bigger screen.
Yeah. Is that the one that for ours? The one that you,
yeah. So MIB2 or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
And other than that, it's just not got the lane assist and self parking.
It's got literally everything.
Yeah.
Heated seats. He's got the Apple AirPlay coded in.
Adaptive cruise control.
Adaptive cruise control. You've got the.
I thought that would be a standard option on your car.
I know. But no, I've got cruise control, but not adaptive. Yeah, it's a bit of a. But you know, I don't know. I've had that when I had that. What was it? That VW Touran. You know, as a courtesy car.
Yeah.
That had that, and I wasn't a fan of it.
It's a weird one. I don't use mine a lot.
Yeah.
The only time I use it is if there is traffic on the motorway.
Sure.
Dip into the first lane. Other than that, I don't use it.
So yeah, interior wise as well, I feel like the main thing you've done is obviously you've done the paddle shifter, but the biggest thing you've done that stands out in this car is that 6 steering wheel. So do you want to talk about that? Because that is wicked.
Steering wheel retrim from DSG Accessories on Instagram.
They're local based.
They're based in Manchester,
kind of local,
Middleton, so it's not even far. It's
so
like
up
40
north.
minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes from like where we are.
Yeah.
It's proper clean, like the way it feels
Mate.
and the way it looks. It just looks OEM. And
When he told me that it was a cover, it looked like a brand new steering wheel, and I'm not even taking the mick. Like the way it feels, and the best thing about it's got the red stuff in it, the red stitching.
Yeah.
Did you ask for that?
Yeah, red stitching. Just obviously it just looks good, doesn't it? Like red everywhere, red with the seats.
Yeah.
Red stitching, but it's the way it feels, like when you're driving.
Yeah.
The added grip and the thickness.
It looks a lot thicker.
It's nice. Obviously, you'll feel it when you get a chance to drive, but it's what you need. Like when you're really pushing the car, it's just nice to have that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Secure feel.
Right, cool. So I'm going to drive Marv's car now. He's obviously sane enough to let me drive it, but like I'm not even a crazy driver anyway. I just want to kind of feel.
I don't think you've ever been a crazy driver.
No, well, I love my car too much. But I was even saying to you the other day actually from voice note that, you know what, like I don't even drive my car like a nutter, do you get me? Because I love it too much. But I just couldn't ever do that to my car. Like I can't.
Give me your car, I'll do it. Now, believe it or not, right? As long as the car's well maintained, like when you start it, don't rag it on a cold start. Let it get warmed up and stuff, and let it cool down after you've been driving it hard. Yeah, just.
Have you? Does this go up itself, or do you have to adjust it?
Yeah, no, that'll go when you put it in D for drive. Like as you move forward, it'll just change.
Right, so that one's fine. That one's perfect. So that one will go up by itself. Yeah. Fab. You haven't got. Have you got reversing camera in here?
No.
Cool.
That's the other thing. It hasn't got reversing.
Would you ever retrofit it?
Nah, that's not perfect to be honest.
Really? Fab. Cool.
It's not. I mean, it's handy to have, but it's not like a.
Fabulous.
It's not a.
Yeah, that steering wheel feels so good.
You know, just for casual cruising, it just feels so nice.
So
nice. Sending it.
It feels brand new. It just honestly feels like a brand new car.
The steering wheel.
Your steering's a lot lighter than mine.
Is it?
Yeah, 100%. Because you know what? Definitely a lot lighter than mine.
It should get it should stiffen up when you're going on bends and stuff.
And the guys, I'm not even gonna lie, yeah. Just then, the throttle response is way more responsive. But do you think the map and the gearbox map has made a difference there?
The map's definitely made a difference.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I get the cruising vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. It feels nice to hold.
Yeah.
I think the forge inlet pipe as well. That's made a big difference because I've noticed the throttle response is better after fitting that in.
Yeah.
it has been coded, but I'm not even sure that makes a significant difference, to be honest.
Yeah. You can just tell like every gear, like obviously I'm in D4 now, I'm not even in the sport, the gear settings, and you can feel it. Like, you can genuinely feel like if I pressed it, it wouldn't.
It just wants to go.
Yeah, trust. So
I think that's to do with the way it's mapped, you know.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter whichever gear you're in. Just
I've heard good things about West Yorkshire tuning.
yeah, they are good. Like, I've had no issues. I've had it tuned for like a year and a half.
That's good. That's fucking really good. That.
Yeah, but the tuning mode's hit and miss. It's like it's just a big risk. It doesn't matter where you go.
I think it's about luck and your car in particular.
And maintenance.
Yeah, because you said to me that you said it to me like obviously the newer your car is, obviously the better it is. Obviously because obviously the parts are a lot newer and they're obviously a lot less.
Just obviously the condition of the parts don't have that much wear, do they? Like in comparison to let's say 64. Was that?
Fuck no.
That sounded like a performance. Like a 64 plate with 50,000 miles.
Yeah.
Obviously the parts have had its fair wear and tear.
Yeah.
But obviously you get everything checked out before you map it. So
Yeah, definitely.
if you need an oil change or spark plug change, just get it all done.
What's the what tyres have you got on this? Because you got new tyres on this, haven't you?
Yeah, so the fronts I've got Goodyear Eagle F1 isometric 5. I rate the Goodyears, to be honest, because I've had PS4s on stock power.
Yeah.
They lasted about 9,000 miles,
Really?
which was surprising. I found that it's a proper soft. Oh, learners do it mad.
I know, trust me, I literally thought my fucking front end was gonna. He literally went. That was a joke. He literally went so close to your car and went so
I'm
close.
trying to turn the truck.
I know, trust me.
Yes.
And we're going. We're in. Yeah. Is this manual? Yeah.
Yeah, go full manual mode. It's so much fun.
We're in second gear and then. You know what? Even the turning circle, that's so much like different to mine. As in, like it feels so much like that is so sick.
You know what it is? When you're in the driver's seat, you don't feel that fast. You probably experience it in your car.
That felt quick.
It felt fast because I was sat in the passenger seat, but then when you're in the passenger seat of your own car, you're like,
that felt
it's actually quite quick, you know. Because I got used to the power really quickly, to be honest, even after the
You know what's scary about this? I can imagine this is sit around like, you know, when you're going around really tight bends or bend after bend after bend, like this sit, yeah. That I can like just then like going around that big bend and it, like, you know,
it handles well, doesn't it? It's no roll.
You'll get to drive. Like, I'll let you drive my S3, yeah, when we meet up next, yeah.
Video.
But literally, listen, do you know when you're going up then, yeah, you're gonna feel so like, what's the word? It does have body roll, 100%. I'm not gonna deny that, yeah. When you're going really, really quick, but you know, if you just did what I did, you're gonna feel so secure when you're just like this.
In your car?
Yeah.
I think it's because of the four-wheel drive, you know?
100% it's
It makes you feel like a
in
lot
this,
more
it literally feels like if I'm not, obviously, I know it's, if I do make a bit of a thing,
it's
will
gone, front end's gone.
Do you get what I mean? And I'm the one who's in, it feels like I have to drive this car, even though it is DSG and all that, blah, 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 yeah? I know people can say it's not a manual though. Regardless, with that amount of power at the front wheels and you're turning and the road isn't fucking dry.
Yeah, damp conditions right now.
Do you get what I mean? And literally, do you know when I was turning like that, I was like, I'm actually having to fucking move this, do you get what I mean? That was a bit of a mad one.
That's how it is, like front wheel drive, whether it's dry or not. Like you do have to pay attention.
And it sounded so good on that shift. One of the shifts that literally like popped, it was popping out. So premium.
Believe it or not, I've had back end out in this twice.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
By accident, not even trying to.
Yeah.
So it's one of those cars that I wouldn't underestimate a front wheel drive car.
Not at all. Marv, what's your running cost on this? Like, I really want to know.
To be honest, like fuel, when I'm driving it to work, you know, before all this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
I tank every 2 weeks. So
that is good.
About 65 to 70 quid.
Actually, wait, 60. Wait, hold on. So 60 quid every 2 weeks.
Yeah, obviously V power and prices were higher.
120 quid a month, roughly.
Yeah. That was just me going to work, and I go down some national roads, so I'm not just driving in eco mode. I have fun with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, town driving, about 30 miles per gallon around town. 350 mile range.
Listen, this guy's dad. Tell him about your dad's story in this, man.
Yeah, remember I telling you off camera. One time he said, I got to London on 20 quid. I was like, no, you never. Like this is good on fuel. I've got to London. Mind you, I've been past London. I've been to Kent on half a tank.
It definitely pulls that light.
So I've been to Kent on half a tank, which is really good for this type of car. Down the A1, so obviously you have your fun overtaking cars. It's only 2 lanes.
Yeah.
So you got to London on 20 quid. I don't believe that.
20 quid. Imagine that, guys.
Yeah.
20 quid on a stage 1 GTI.
He's
to
doing about
London.
65, 70 because my dad's a proper chill driver.
But you know what? I can probably believe that, you know, because
Yeah.
I drive 60, 65 on the motorway. And bro, to like, you know,
145 MVG.
yeah, even sometimes happy. Do you know, sometimes people don't believe me, like what I get out of a tenner. But do you know why I get all that out of a tenner? Because I don't rag the shit. I do batter my car sometimes.
Occasionally.
But when I'm driving on the motorway, when I'm going to a journey, I like it to be quite pleasant,
Yeah.
and quite like relaxed. Like I don't want to be like racing every single Tom, Dick and Harry and battering it. So out of that tenner, if I drive 60, 65 on cruise control, I will probably get
You will. You probably
90 to 100 mile range. I'm not even
I've
lying.
done it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
£10, 95 mile range.
I've noticed how like the gate, mate, it's so nice. I really want to get a Remus
Get
on
some
mine.
window down.
Yeah,
Drop
get
the windows a bit. Back windows.
Oh, back ones, yeah.
So, you're getting loads of it.
Yeah, no. Well, I can imagine actually on the outside bit it's quite loud, isn't it? Fucking hell. It's so different because I never get that spin up. Do you get me?
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun in it, and sometimes it's really annoying, man.
Yeah, I can imagine sometimes. It's
Sometimes when you just don't want it, you just want to go, it might spin up the ball.
Definitely. Yeah, honestly, God, it's such a nice drive. But listen, guys, I'm going to lock it off there just because I'm cautious of the video is going to be super long. But listen, I've had such a fun time driving this car. Thanks for listening. But listen, Marv, honestly, massive thanks for being on my channel. But yeah, we'll lock it off there. Marv, shout your socials.
Instagram is GTI7_Marvy.
I'll put the link to Marvy's Instagram in the description box as an overlay in the text of the video. But again, yeah, massive thank you. Listen, if you have any questions about a GTI, if you have a GTI and you want to do something similar in terms of the aesthetics or the power wise,
Yeah, just like give me a shout. I always reply.
yeah, message him, follow him on Instagram. Literally, his GTI is one of the cleanest ones I've seen. Not even GTI, but one of the cleanest cars I've seen. But yeah, massive thanks once again. And yeah, hope you enjoy this video. And until next time, take it easy.